Hello, it is I. It's Eatin Shit Food Reviews, and today I decided to go away from anything gross or goofy or anything like that, and review an old-fashioned American treat, or Japanese treat, or whatever you want to call it. Anyways, I'm here to review some ramen noodles. What we have here is, now, to me this is less a review and more of a public service announcement, stating, if you eat ramen, and if you enjoy ramen in any capacity, this is the ramen that you want to get. Alright? In fact, this is a very special occasion because this ramen is so delicious that it literally flies off of the shelves at the store. Like there's a local it's a Canadian supermarket called Superstore. And usually that's where I go whenever I get something weird, because they have a lot of aisles that cater to I don't know, to the foreign population, right? They have whatever, delicious treats from back home. They have a whole bunch of Chinese fare and East Indian fare and all that sort of thing. And that's where I find this. Now, it's Nong Shim brand kimchi flavor ramen noodle soup. And all the other ramen in that aisle, right? This is where I go. This is because you can get all sorts of different specialty ramens in that aisle, in the foreign aisle of the supermarket. I always talk about it. But all the other ramen in that aisle always stays within relative stock, except for this stuff. You have to get there first thing in the morning when they've just restocked it to get your hands on it. Otherwise, it's just gone. It's straight up gone, right? In fact, when I saw this here today, the only reason why I saw it is I scanned over. I've lost all hope of finding it lately, because I tasted it once, and I'm like, wow, that's delicious. And every time I go back, I have to settle for some shitty inferior ramen. And I saw this here because I actually passed it. I scanned over it, and then all of a sudden I looked, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw a guy grabbing armfuls of it, like we were about to we're in a war or something like that. Like the rations are coming, hey. So I'm like, holy shit. I get over there. There was about 7 packages left, and before you know it, I was the guy looking like he's just grabbing armfuls of ramen. But I did. I grabbed armfuls of ramen. I wanted it. Okay. So this Nong Shim brand makes a couple of different varieties or whatever. They have another one called Shin. That's the flavor. It's just Shin ramen or whatever. And it's the spiciest thing you've ever tasted in your entire life. Honestly, I'm pretty sure they could use it as a means of interrogation in some internment camps, getting people to eat this stuff without water. That's I got this water right here. I don't know. I hate it because I don't know if this video is going to be funny or what it's going to be, but I know that it's going to be long-winded, filled with fawning praise, because that's so good. Everything about this ramen is good. Okay. I haven't even eaten yet, I'm telling you this right now. I have some ahead of me. Actually, you know what? Let's give this some standard traditional format. I'm going to eat some of this ramen now. You can take a look. One thing, the color of the sauce of the soup very much speaks to the spiciness of it, right? It's it's as hot as it looks, all right? As soon as you put in the flavor packet, the water turns blaze bright red, as if you're cooking up lava or something like that. And I'm telling you right now, that's what it tastes like. And I went the Puritan route here. I followed the directions to a T to make sure that this was this review accurately reflected the ramen as it's to be prepared, right? Because usually I crack an egg into it sometimes. You know what I mean? I know that's some Iron Chef shit. Sometimes I also, cut chunks of ham into it or vegetables, or sometimes I drain the water out and just add the seasoning to the noodles. That's one of my favorite ways to eat ramen. But I don't do it that often, because then I can't get the eggs in there, and I don't know, you know what I mean? As a grown adult eating ramen, I feel like I gotta throw eggs in there, otherwise I'm just I have no control over my life, you know what I mean? I can't be eating that unhealthily. I'm not a kid anymore. But I guess I am, because one thing that I'd always hoped is I'd hoped that one day I would grow up enough to the point where ramen would no longer appeal to me, and that has never come. To this day, I love ramen. I love it to my very core. Me and ramen are good buddies. We've been through things. You know what I mean? It's been there when the chips are down, right? When all shit has hit the fan, there's always 2-egg ramen, man. Anyways, let's rock and roll. I'm sorry for the long-winded there, flowery speech. Even the noodles in this variety of ramen are cut above other noodles. Let's just try out here. Ow. God, even to taste that much was so delicious. It's delicious. It's one of the ramen flavors where that like goofy packet of like dried like Lucky Charms marshmallow like vegetables or whatever actually adds something. It's got a little bit of carrot flavor, a little bit of onion flavor, and of course that spiced cabbage flavor that represents the kimchi flavor, you know what I mean? And it's good, damn. It is very good. It's kind of salty. It's kind of spicy. Not as spicy as that shin shit, which is just a big nightmare. And, well, of course it's salty. It's fucking ramen. You know what I mean? It's kind of salty. Surprise of the century. But, the noodles are pleasantly textured. It's got, like, but it kind of has this, like, whole bitter, like, vinegary taste, right? Like, you know what I mean? Which, I don't know if that sounds gross or not, but it isn't, trust me. It's just heavenly. And yeah, so I don't know. I could eat this stuff. I'm so glad that I have so many packages of it. The noodles are fine. These are quality noodles right here. That's what you're looking at. It cooks well. It adds, you can add things to it. If you don't have it at your local supermarket, buy it online. If you're in any way, shape, or form a ramen connoisseur, a ramen proponent, a lover of ramen, you will buy this ramen and you will eat it. In fact, I want just one quick close-up on the package so that way you can see. I wonder if there's any Nong Shim representatives out there who are watching this, feel free to send me crate loads of free ramen. I will gladly accept it and eat it. Alright, now if you'll excuse me, this ramen and I have some catching up to do. Good night!